just busy prepping the homestead for spring, which means we have already started our spring seedlings, and we have put in some new features. So over here you have a trelli, and we are going to be moving these two herb boxes a little bit closer where these lines are, which means we have to take everything out of the raised beds and transplant them. Also, these beds we all need to top up with soil and fertilizer. So all the kale is going to be moved to the back, the spinach to the front, and that is one of the chores that we have to do today. But let me take you to the seedling in the hothouse tunnel and show you what we've been up to. So we haven't been in the hothouse tunnel for a while, and everything seemed to have survived. Fortunately, the banana tree did take a bit of a hammer. Don't know how this happened, but it's not dead. It can come back. And I already done a nice prune on all the fruit trees. But check these out. This is the lemon tree that I grew from seed, and there's new growth everywhere. It is really happy. I think the only disaster we've had in this hothouse is that I had a strawberry that was doing very well, and it's now not there, which means I had someone little and furry come in here and probably eat that. But we have got some bok choy and celery that are propagated from cuttings that I bought from the shop. I just want to experiment and see how it does. We also got some kale, got the two basils that are propagated that has definitely rooted, and I've already trimmed these down I think 3 times. We got some peas that have shot up, which are ready to be transplanted out as well, as soon as I have the trelli up. And I have a whole bunch of kale. This is the 2 pomelos. Look how beautiful they are growing. So it's time to maybe pot this up into their own pots. But everything here is doing absolutely super well. I've not really struggled at all in the hothouse. Okay, and then as soon as the boxes are filled up, we are going to be planting. This is some cabbage. We have already got the golden zucchinis, Italiana zucchinis. We've got some cucumbers. We've got pickled cucumbers. We have the melons in. We have a whole bunch of different watermelons I'm trying this year. Over here we have peppers and sweet peppers that I've seeded up. We are doing corn, we're doing mung beans, we're doing a whole bunch of flowers. We love nasturtiums. Tomatoes, these are all the tomato varieties over here. Then over here we've got, for the first time we're going to be growing loofahs. That will be on one of the trellis. We got the lima beans. Over there we got wonder peas. We got our sunflower, which we love sunflowers in the garden. Your corn, we're doing a whole bunch of corn, doing squash, more cucumbers, cabbage, pak choy, celery, snap peas, bush peas, beans. So that is everything. And I see the bok choy is already the first seeds to make it up. But yeah, soon we're going to be taking most of these guys out of the hothouse when we have our last frost. I think there's maybe one more cold front to hit us, and then hopefully I can start rearranging all of this, and this space where the hothouse tunnel is will once again transform. Okay, so in the raised beds I am just filling it up with old logs, newspaper, some cardboard, any grass clippings. Over here, these 3 are the compost that didn't break down, so we'll be putting these at the bottom of these 2 raised beds. And then if you come here, this was all at the bottom of the compost bin, and this has broken down. It's actually rich, it's beautiful. Just check that out. So this will go on the top, and obviously all the stones will be chucked out. So we've got loads to do. Let's get going. We have now filled the 2 new raised beds with some mulch compost. It's the ones that hasn't broken down completely. Let's just take all the plastic out and stones, and that is done. I'm just going to water it. I'm going to add some coffee grounds, some fertilizer, some bone meal, water it a little bit more, put some good compost. Let me show you. So this is the compost that didn't break down, but this is the good compost right at the bottom. Check that out. Beautiful. I'm going to put that on the top, and then once that is all on top, I'll use our liquid fertilizer to fertilize as well when everything is settled in. I've now gone and watered it. You can see the difference in the height, so just make sure you just press it down, and you can see how much it actually goes down. Because if you don't do it this way, what's going to happen is that when you go and put your seedlings and that on, this whole ground will start sinking because of you not doing this method. And it has literally dropped about that much, so it's now watered in. What I'll do is just water it in again, and that is ready to now be put good compost in with fertilizer. Okay, so the day's come to an end. We'll continue tomorrow. So where this line is, that is I think 130, and it meets up with the 2 new raised beds there, and that is 130. So you can see how crooked this actually went, but we are going to correct it, bring it in. Yesterday we didn't manage to finish this. Today's mission is to top this up with really good soil, fertilizer, also top up all the other boxes. So we just started filling up one of the raised beds with the compost that we grow at the homestead. Let this break down over winter, and just take this and clump it. It's not too wet and it's not too dry, and this is exactly the consistency you're looking for. So we have gone and put new boxes over here and a trelli that you can see behind me, and we are going to be extending the homestead by 2 more boxes over there. So since we have been doing this, we have also laid down some plants, and they're actually taking off nicely. So let me just take you around and show you exactly what we have done. Okay, so we've got 2 raised beds here, and what we've done is that we filled it up with newspaper and cardboard and any old debris, grass clippings, extra branches that we've trimmed from pruning everything, and then we filled it up with some compost that hasn't broken down completely at the homestead, and then we filled it up with the really good compost that did break down during winter. Then I just went and bought some 30 dm compost from the shop and just laid it on top. But I also made sure that I have some fertilizer pellets in here so it can slowly release, and then any other bags of fertilizer that was sitting in the shed that we could have added to the old soil that didn't break down. So this is how it's looking at the moment. So we then went and put some lavender. Bought a nice lavender here. We put one over there because this is the walkway of the first entry. So as you go in there, there will be a rose bush climbing on this trelli, and this rose bush has been sitting in water for the last, I would say, 2 years. It's finally in soil, and you can already see the new shoots starting to grow over this vine, over this trelli drastically. Like this whole branch is new, it wasn't there. So what I'll do is just slowly guide it up like that. That is all new. So it is absolutely happy on this trelli, and it'll fill this trelli up by probably springtime. So you walk through the first trelli here, and you can go right. We'll make a left here, and I'll just go down and show you. So we had gone and topped up these 2 beds as well as these 2 beds. We also moved the herb boxes. They were sitting over there. We've moved it and we aligned it so it's 130 everywhere here, and so now it looks uniformed and the trellis look amazing. So we go down here. We're going to put 2 new raised beds on this side so it's uniform. Put another trelli so it's a nice entrance, and we're going to grow something on that arch, maybe another rose bush or some jasmine, but whatever it is, it's going to look stunning as you walk through there. For this first box, we're going to put the watermelons and the melons. They are going to be here. In this box over here we have some chilies that are overwintered. I'm not sure if it's going to come back. We had a really horrible frost that hit most of my overwintered stuff that I left outside, but this bed as well as that bed is for the chilies and the peppers. Around here, this is the box, these 2 boxes that I had to transfer things across to, and they were supposed to be for kale at the back because they grow a little bit taller. Something that I learned along my journey of homesteading. Grow things that grow taller to the back, and then in the front put all your smaller stuff. Put all the carrots there and some of the spinach that I transferred across. Today is the very first time that I'm seeing the spinach perk up. They were drooping like that for the whole week, and that's a good sign. They did go through a really bad transfer shock, but I do see they are starting to bounce back. Then in this bed over here is the 2 new raised beds that we put in. So we've not really decided what we want to put in these 2 raised beds because they were an afterthought, but I did make a diagram of the homestead, and I'm thinking it's not what I'm going to do, but cabbage or brinjals and tomatoes. Just as we put a small box there, we're going to make it a double and put another one there so it's uniformed. And we're going to put 2 tomato trees in there. The 2 pomegranate trees have started coming back to life, you can see. It's amazing in the last 3 days how fast they've actually started to grow. Can't focus there. There you go. Check that out. Okay, so coming back to the beds. This bed I can't really touch, and from this bed downwards we've not really paid attention to because we only had time for the other 6 that I put in. Bed can't really touch. It has the beets in it, and beetroot grows underground. So until I harvest this, the bed stays as it is. Now, so in this bed we have the beets, and we can't do anything because the beets grow underground. So until we harvest them, this bed is going to basically remain the way it is. So this bed is actually for our bush beans that will come to the front, and the climbing beans that will go to the back. This bed is all going to be taken out, and then this bed we did top up with soil. Just need to put some good compost on the top. So these 2 beds we're just going to obviously top this up just like we did the other boxes, and these 2 are just purely going to be dedicated to the herbs. But yeah guys, that is the plan and how the homestead is. It has definitely grown since last season. Thanks for allowing us to take you around the homestead and showing you what we are preparing at the homestead. And if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.